So it looked like Caitlin Clark has arrived in North Carolina to make her big return back to the basketball court.
The basketball world is buzzing about a recently released video. Social media went crazy when Caitlin Clark landed in North Carolina for Team USA responsibilities. She hasn't played on a basketball court since the beginning of July, but now she's back in front of the cameras. For months, the detractors claimed that the WNBA would move on without her and that her impact was diminishing. Then they were shown to be mistaken by a straightforward arrival video. How excited are you to see Caitlin back on the court before we break this down? Tell us in the comments.
Caitlin Clark officially arrives in North Carolina for Team USA camp. More importantly, we got Sue Bird talking about how did Stephanie White get in there? Why is she here? Why is she here? What's she doing over here?
This is what transpired. The internet went crazy when USA Basketball's official account shared a video of Caitlin Clark arriving at their North Carolina facility that we are discussing a straightforward arrival film in which she pulls up, is welcomed, and enters the facility. The internet went crazy when Caitlin showed up. There wasn't a big announcement or anything spectacular. The social media team of Team USA provided the video. Since these training sessions are not often covered by the media, USA Basketball chooses to share everything we see. Additionally, they were fully aware of what they were doing. Caitlin Clark's content will be posted first. Here, consider the timeline. Since early July, Caitlin has not participated in any competitive basketball games. It is currently mid-December. That means Caitlin Clark won't be playing for 5 months. Fans have been anticipating her play for the past 5 months. The WNBA's biggest attraction hasn't played any public basketball for 5 months during the off-season. Connected. There has been a genuine need for Caitlin Clark content during this hiatus. After the season finished, WNBA engagement drastically decreased. Other players and themes were the focus of the off-season news cycles, but none of it produced the same degree of long-term intrigue. Then, all of a sudden, everyone is paying attention once more once USA Basketball posts one arrival video. Given her involvement with the Fever and her own aspirations to play for her country, it makes reasonable that Aaliyah Boston is also involved in this Team USA dilemma. Caitlin is undoubtedly more at ease when she resumes playing competitive basketball because of that Fever connection following such a protracted absence. The timing of its return is important. During the off-season, Caitlin has remained comparatively silent on social media. Although she has rarely posted, it is nothing comparable to the consistent stuff we saw throughout the season. She was criticized by some for not keeping up her social media presence, claiming that she ought to be doing more to engage her fan following and expand her brand.
Camp overseen by Carol Lawson, Duke's own women's basketball coach, who was appointed to lead the Team USA through 2028. It's also the first camp for Managing Director Sue Bird, the 4-time Olympic gold medalist now responsible for assembling the next World Cup and Olympic rosters.
But here's the reality. Whenever she does make an appearance, even something as simple as showing up at a building, it instantly turns into major news. That's the impact of calculated absence mixed with real star power. She doesn't have to post daily to stay relevant. A single appearance from her creates more buzz than most players generate in an entire month of nonstop posting. Earlier that same day, Lexi Hull shared a TikTok with Caitlin where they took part in the Marshmallow Challenge, trying to fit as many marshmallows in their mouths as possible. It was standard, goofy social media content, yet it still drew massive attention simply because Caitlin was involved. Everything she's connected to sparks interest. The online response to the Team USA arrival video was fast and overwhelmingly intense. Comments poured in calling her the queen of women's sports, saying how much she had been missed, and expressing excitement for what's ahead. USA Basketball's content team has to be extremely pleased with the engagement those posts generated. It also raises an interesting discussion about content strategy during this Team USA camp. The WNBA isn't involved in this situation, so all the media coverage is entirely in the hands of USA Basketball's team. They decide what gets recorded, what gets shared, and how much access fans are given. And judging by that initial arrival video, they clearly understand the assignment. They know Caitlin Clark content drives engagement. They know fans have been desperate for any glimpse of her on the basketball court. The slow-motion entrance featured in that video was no coincidence. It was a deliberate production choice that acknowledged exactly who the star is. Now, some may argue that this approach is unfair to the other players at the camp. Angel Reese is there, and so are many other talented athletes. Shouldn't they receive the same level of coverage? In an ideal world where attention and engagement are spread evenly, that argument might hold up, but that isn't the reality. Caitlin Clark consistently delivers more views, more comments, and more shares than other players. That's not an opinion, it's a measurable fact. USA Basketball would be foolish not to take advantage of that. Their goal is to grow interest in women's basketball, and using the league's biggest star to do so is a logical move. The rebrand discussion is also worth noting. Caitlin changed agents during the off-season, and there's growing speculation about how her new representation will shape her image moving forward. This Team USA appearance could mark the beginning of that shift. It's a fresh return to the game after time away, setting the stage for next season with renewed energy and focus. Her Time magazine cover is still circulating online. She continues to pop up in cultural conversations, from high-profile social media interactions to viral moments. Even during the off-season, when she isn't actively playing, she remains relevant, and that's rare. Most athletes fade from the spotlight when competition stops. Caitlin doesn't. From a fan perspective, the 5-month break from basketball actually mattered. Absence really does make the heart grow fonder. People genuinely missed watching her play. The WNBA playoffs went on without her after the Fever were eliminated, and while there were exciting moments, the overall energy just wasn't the same. Caitlin brings something to women's basketball that goes beyond individual skill. She delivers a level of excitement and unpredictability that makes every moment she's on the floor feel must-watch. Will she pull up from 30 feet? Will she thread a pass no one else would even attempt? Fans tune in unsure of what they're about to see, but confident it will be memorable that USA Basketball hasn't seen this level of individual star power drive attention to women's basketball in quite some time. Yes, there have been elite players, Olympic champions, and all-time greats, but the social media era has changed how star power translates into engagement. Caitlin is perfectly suited for this moment, where content, visibility, and virality matter more than ever. The critics who spent the offseason claiming her moment had passed, that the league would move on, or that other players would replace her in the cultural conversation have gone noticeably silent. One arrival video creating that much buzz is proof that her staying power is real. Some tried to argue that Sophie Cunningham leading Google searches meant the landscape had shifted, or that Aya Wilson's Time magazine Athlete of the Year honor signaled a new face of women's basketball. Then Caitlin arrived at Team USA and reminded everyone what true, sustained interest actually looks like. No disrespect to Sophie, Aya, or anyone else, but there are clear levels to this. Caitlin operates on a completely different tier of cultural impact. That doesn't diminish the talent or accomplishments of other players. It simply acknowledges the reality of who truly moves the needle. The big off-season question was whether fans would remain invested without Caitlin on the court. Would they fully commit to other storylines, other players, other content? The answer appears to be not really. Interest stayed alive, but the intense, passionate energy that defined the regular season when Caitlin was playing just wasn't there. Now she's back, and that energy instantly returns. Fans are excited again, refreshing for updates, watching clips, commenting, and sharing. That's the gap between a star and a superstar. Stars draw attention when they're performing. Superstars make people care simply by showing up. And USA Basketball is going to maximize every bit of that. It's worth it, and honestly, they should do it. Opportunities to showcase women's basketball outside of Olympic cycles are limited, and having Caitlin Clark involved gives USA Basketball a level of visibility and attention they simply wouldn't reach otherwise. The production quality of that arrival video shows they're taking this seriously. The slow-motion shots, clean angles, and immediate posting weren't accidental. That wasn't casual social media work. It was a coordinated strategy designed to maximize impact. What comes next will be interesting. Will they release practice footage, behind-the-scenes clips, or scrimmage highlights? Fans are hungry for all of it after 5 months without seeing Caitlin play. Every piece of content featuring her will draw strong engagement. The Aaliyah Boston connection is a smart move as well. She's loved by Fever fans and respected across the league, and pairing her with Caitlin creates natural storylines about their Fever chemistry carrying over to Team USA. It highlights how they push each other and the bond they share off the court. Other players at the camp benefit from this attention as well. When fans tune in for Caitlin Clark content, they're exposed to the other athletes too, discovering talents they might not have noticed otherwise. That's the power of star influence. It elevates everyone by bringing eyes to the sport, introducing new players worth following. Critics wanted to believe that women's basketball had grown beyond needing Caitlin Clark, that the league was established and popular enough to thrive without one player commanding attention. The offseason proved otherwise. Interest dipped, engagement fell, and then she returned, sending everything soaring again. This doesn't mean the league can't exist without her. It clearly can, but the difference between baseline interest and peak excitement is massive, and Caitlin embodies that peak. USA Basketball understands this. Smart marketing means leveraging your biggest asset. The question isn't whether Caitlin deserves the spotlight. Her performance and influence speak for themselves. The real challenge is how other players in the league can build on it, turning Caitlin Clark fans into broader WNBA supporters. For now, the story is straightforward. Caitlin Clark arrived at Team USA training. One video was released, and the internet was reminded why she's the biggest name in women's basketball. Critics can try to downplay it, claim privilege or media bias, or push any narrative that eases their discomfort, but the numbers speak for themselves. That arrival video generated more engagement than most WNBA content sees during the entire season. It's not about media manipulation or unfair coverage. It's because people genuinely want to watch Caitlin Clark. They care about what she does, how she performs, and what happens next in her journey. USA Basketball struck gold by having her at this camp. The attention, the views, the social media buzz, all of it directly advances their goal of growing interest in women's basketball. And it builds hype for international competition. Caitlin generates that energy automatically just by showing up. 5 months away only heightened anticipation. People miss what they don't have, and her absence made her return even more eagerly awaited. USA Basketball gets to be the platform for that comeback, and they're clearly prepared to maximize it. One arrival video set the entire basketball community buzzing. That's the Caitlin Clark effect in action after 5 months off. Critics said we'd move on, but here we are, hanging on every second of footage. If you're excited for this Team USA content, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single update. Because if one arrival generated this much attention, the actual basketball footage is going to be next level.